The following production is part of the Play Some Video Games podcast network.
We watched the show and put you guys up on the big screen, and Lacey goes, "Is that the hat? Like, did he make the hat, or is it special for his show?" I was like, "I don't know," so I figured I would ask.
It's the Dragon Ball Z, bruh.
Yeah, I have no idea what that is, guys.
So in Dragon Ball Z, at one point, Vegeta and his crew come to fight the Earthlings, and they see Gohan's power level, and they go crazy because it's over 9,000.
It's actually Goku's power level.
So Goku's level was Gohan's.
Goku comes back from King Kai's, and he learns the Kaioken. And as he's powering up the Kaioken, Nappa is like, "What is he doing?" And Vegeta's like, "Let me check my scouter. Oh, 8,000? It's over 9,000?" And Nappa's like, "Over 9,000? Unbelievable." Sorry.
I'm mad that you got that terrible American Vegeta voice down. I hate that voice so much.
When I was growing up as a kid, I couldn't pick the Japanese version. I only had Toonami on Cartoon Network. That's all I had.
Can I just say I'm glad I hit record like 2 minutes ago and I
yeah. I saw them went live. I was like, yes, we got the offer.
All right.
I love awkward intros. But yeah, so that was actually a question for my wife for you, Q, that was like, was the hat for the show, like for you, the overrated? Underrated.
Overrated.
What was it called? We were just talking about being over 9,000. Don't the words and they stumble on them.
I see how it is, Coach. I see
unrated.
How it is.
God, I don't remember.
I've owned the hat for a long time, but
okay, so it wasn't made for your podcast.
No, I bought this sarcastically at what is Hot Topic. Yeah. I went into a Hot Topic once to make fun of it, and then I saw this hat, and I was like, "Damn it, I have to buy the hat."
Hot Topic back in the day had some pretty cool anime-related things.
Nice. All right, we ready to start this off?
Yes, sir.
All right, the cough, because that's we had enough of those last week, so might as well keep it going.
Shut up and sit down.
Hello, folks. Welcome to PSVG OT mini episode number 2, following our main show, PSVG. I am your host, Coach Hulk, and I am joined today with my buddy, my friend, my Dev. Dev, how are you, sir?
What's cracking? I'm chilling, man. I'm good. The sun is actually still out a little bit over here on the West Coast.
Respect.
About to put the kids to bed after this, but things are going well. How about you?
Very well, dude. It's been a great day. We are also joined for the first time by the trifecta, the other part of the dev teammanship, Mr. Q, Mr. LoboRican himself. Hello, sir. How are you?
LoboRican.
And there it is.
My very first podcast with Q, when he did that, it was like the best day ever. I think me and Nate were just like, "This is amazing. We want more LoboRican calls," and it just became a call on the everywhere. And also joining us is the second in charge, the unofficial boss man. Kev, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good, sir. Excited to be back. It's always we never know what we're getting here, so
you don't.
Yeah.
Now, this is a mini episode, and actually the topic we have was actually brought up by one of the members of our community in our OT Discord. If you go to the Play Some Video Games Discord, yes, we have an OT channel. I don't know what's said there. We just say things. Sometimes they're smart, and sometimes they're me saying stuff that's not that. But it was brought up on our story from last week. We were talking about my homecoming story. Well, we started talking about relationships, and I actually was like, hey, that first breakup that I had was with that young lady. That was my first official breakup, not the middle school breakup. So tonight we will be talking about the personal memory of your first breakup. So sit back, relax, and get ready for me not understanding that I was getting dumped.
We should have gone for the other option for this.
I know, right?
Wait,
Oh.
hold on. Just to start off a little bit lighthearted, I have a curveball.
Oh, curveball so early in the show. This is the earliest first pitch curveball we've ever had, folks, and here it comes.
So, in light of Infinity War,
Oh boy.
if you had to kill off any of the members of the team permanently, who would it be?
Wait, on PSVG or on the MCU?
The MCU. The MCU. I don't want anybody to go away permanently in PSVG. That's no fun. So
I feel like you can answer this. So I feel like you can pick some easy answers here. People that you're not really like some of the newer people, like Doctor Strange. Like he's great and all that, but he honestly we're not that invested into him because he has been in one movie. You know, it'd be much harder to kill like a Steve Rogers and a Doctor Strange. I don't know. It has to be someone that means something to you. I don't know.
it could be someone that means something to you, or it could be for plot reasons. So, for me personally, I'll start off just to give you guys a little bit of time to think about it. So, for me personally, I would probably kill off Bucky for good. And the reason why I would do that is one, to either incense like Captain America to actually like just be so upset that he's going to take all kind of action, or to have him step away because he's just tired of loss and allow Falcon to take over the Captain America mantle. So that would be who I'd kill off and the reasoning why for it.
All right. So if we're picking just one, I got one then. So I'm going.
Just one.
Okay. I'm going a little bit to the extremes. Not that I want it to happen, but to me it makes sense. Is Tony Stark dies. And the reason he dies is he needs to sacrifice himself for Peter Parker and become that Uncle Ben figure that this Peter Parker doesn't really have yet.
Whoa.
This Peter Parker is not, I mean, obviously he's experienced loss because he still has Aunt May, but that's not a factor into what motivates him as a hero. Right now, he's only motivated by the excitement of being a hero with these other heroes. He doesn't have that driving force yet, where I think something like that, where if Tony Stark literally gives up his life to save him in some fashion, which we may see in Infinity War 2, we don't know yet, that would be a big thing, meaning for him, and also drive him as a more development as a character.
I think I will side with Kevin here. I am good with Tony Stark dying for good, because I feel like so far we've seen Spider-Man mentored by Tony Stark in Homecoming and in Civil War and in Infinity War. But I feel like at some point Parker has to go and transition to being mentored by someone more mature, like Steve Rogers, at least in my opinion. So yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing like him getting that like Uncle Ben experience through Tony Stark, but then coming under the mantle of Steve Rogers, who's gonna help him become like a true public servant and not just a hero. So
here's my question to you on that one. How do we know that Uncle Ben didn't die? They said they didn't want to do like a full origin story, but we don't know.
I don't think we're saying he didn't die. I think we're saying that through what we've seen of this Spider-Man so far, we can't use that as a framing experience, because we have not been shown that like we were shown with like the Tobey Maguire series, right?
Right. Like he's already established as Spider-Man, so I don't think that's a driving force for him. Otherwise, it would have come up in his 3 movie appearances now to date. Like something would have come up as like, why you being a hero? It's always just about wanting to be a team, wanting to go out there. So I just think you need it as a motivator. I think Uncle Ben died, sure, but I don't think it motivated him. He needs something to motivate him and drive him as a hero. Everyone else has something they're fighting for or fighting about. This Spider-Man doesn't, and I love this Spider-Man. Like he's spot on. Tom Holland's great, but he doesn't have that driving force.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if we ever will get any kind of origin or backstory to why he's Spider-Man in any of the movies.
I don't know. I don't think if they did it now, I don't think they need to. But
see, now I'm killing the guy you guys are think is going to be a leader. I'm killing Cap all day. Deuces, have a good life, sir. Give me Falcon all day. Get rid of that guy. I hate Steve Rogers.
What?
You know what you can do with him? Here's the perfect world. You kill him. You give him the Hydra. He becomes a bad guy. 800 years later.
What's your deal? What's your beef with Steve Rogers? He's like everything that every man should try to be.
I've never been a Steve Rogers fan. I've never been a Captain America fan, and that stems from the comics.
See, that's funny because I think your personality is more of a Steve Rogers than you realize.
I was gonna say the same thing.
The way that you the role model that you are, and that you I don't know, that I feel like everything that I think you value from what I know of you, Mo, is like very Cap-like. Like you're like that like person that kids are like if I can be half the man that Coach Mo is, I'll be a good man.
Well, if that happens, they're still like 5'5" and 180 pounds.
Oh.
So what's funny about that is what Q said is when I was making like who we all are in the MCU, if Mo didn't love Hulk as much as he loves Hulk, I would have made him Captain America for sure.
Okay. Yeah.
If you say I'm Ant-Man, I'm not gonna talk to you again.
No, you are definitely Drax. Sorry, you're Drax.
Thanos, I'm coming for you.
Yeah.
Oh man, good curveball. Like it. That's the early curveball. All right. Whew. We're doing the personal one. Okay, here we go. So I told you guys the story last week about my relationship with an amazing young lady who did this wonderful thing for me in homecoming and how that all went out. We dated for the next year and a half. Now, it was cool dating a senior because she had a car and could drive me places, and she would take me home from practice and all those cool things. And I learned a lot of great things from her. I learned culture at the school. I learned what winning looked like. I learned what eating healthy looked like. I learned what being a student athlete meant. She's just a really good role model, a really good relationship. She really helped me develop as a human being. And over the summer, she kept bringing up that she was going to college and she was going to be far away and da-da-da. And I was like, that doesn't affect me. Like, when you come home, we can still hoop. Life's fine. Because, again, she was a basketball player. And that to me was like our relationship. One of the big parts of it was us working out together. So I went to homecoming, but without a date, even though she kept telling me on the phone, you need to take a date. You need to do this. You need to do this. And I'm like, no, it's cool. I'll just see you when you get back. She was attending the University of Hawaii at the time. I don't go to our winter formal because I went to a basketball camp instead. She's like, you got to go to these experiences, like you're missing out. I'm like, no, it's cool. I'll see you when you get home. She calls me and was like, hey, I think we need to take, more time apart, da-da-da. In my head, that meant don't call so much. I did not take that as we just broke up. Because we had this thing where because, she was in Hawaii, she would call me on Tuesdays. I would call her on Thursdays. And so we would talk twice a week. You know what I mean? But it was a little expensive. But, we were making it work. It's like, okay, so I just won't call on Thursdays. So Tuesday came, she didn't call me. And I was like, well, I'm not supposed to call, so I won't. So for 3 weeks, I just don't call because I'm like, I'm not supposed to. She told me not to. Coming up on week 4, I call. I'm like, hey, how's everything going? She's like, oh, I'm good. Da-da-da. I'm doing this, and this. I'm like, cool. I'm like, when you come back, I really want to go. I was talking about, playing hoops and hanging out. She's like, you understand we're broken up, right? I was like, oh, no, I didn't know that. I just thought you wanted me to call less. And so this whole thing, like she explains to me, like, no, when I said that, what I was trying to tell you is we need to break up. And she was so sweet because like it wasn't that she didn't care about me. And literally she came to every time she came home, we would hang out. She would come to my games. She would cheer for me. I got gifts from her for my birthday every year up until I met my wife. And she was like, I don't want to cross this line. When she got married, I actually sent a gift to her and her husband. Like, we were really good, but like she really had to explain to me, no, we're breaking up because I'm in college. You're a sophomore. You need to live your life. I'm going to live mine. This is called being healthy. And I just, for like a month, I was like, oh, yeah, she just told me not to call as much. So I just didn't get it. So that was my first breakup relationship story. So, yeah.
That ain't a Captain America story.
I feel like Steve Rogers would have taken those words exactly the same way.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, you're not helping yourself out, brother. You are just,
oh man.
I still like you are Steve Rogers, and that's not a bad thing. That is a good thing,
So that was my first breakup that I did. Well, technically it's my first and my second one because she had to do it twice because I didn't pick up on it the first time. But all right, Dev, the first breakup story. Let's lay it on us.
God. So my first breakup story is the most uneventful thing ever. So junior high, I think it was like 7th grade. There was this real cute girl named Linda Lopez. She was cute. I am a nerd. I don't talk a whole lot, but apparently I'm attractive enough to actually get girlfriends. So I had her in like one class, and being a typical 7th grader, like you just kind of stare at her all class because she's cute and you don't know what else to do because you're in the 7th grade. So yeah, I get the nerve to talk to her and stuff. Ask her to be my girlfriend. So cool. We're girlfriend and boyfriend now. Yay! 2 days go by, she breaks up with me. And the reason why was because I didn't call her. I'm like, what? This is how this works? I have to call you like every day and stuff? Like, what? Like, I don't want to be on the phone all night and stuff. What? So you broke up with me because I didn't call you? You've got to be kidding me. And that's something that happens repeatedly throughout 7th and 8th and 9th. I get broken up with because I don't pay them enough attention because I'm busy doing other stuff like playing football or playing video games or not calling because I'm busy. So very uneventful. Nowhere near as cool as the most story. But
You should have been paying attention. Like this phone call thing was important.
Apparently it's a huge thing. I do remember like with my wife now, and we talked all the time on the phone, like way into ridiculous hours of the night. But all the ones before that, no, I ain't got time for that. I'm gonna play this Final Fantasy VII all night. Leave me alone. So that's my breakup story.
Q, first breakup story.
So I've never been broken up with. I've always been the breaker. I'm not trying to brag or anything. That's just the truth. Yeah, exactly. Kevin with the first breakup. I'll put it out there, man. Like I did not really date till I got to college. It was just not something I went to. Like honestly, like high school for me was school, doing homework all night because I took basically like a bunch of AP classes since sophomore year, and then like hanging out with friends in the weekend. So I had a lot of friends, but I just never really dated. Honestly, I'm pretty sure my parents would not have let me date, but I was too afraid to ask.
Playing it safe.
Yeah. I was a good kid, man. I was actually a good kid. Breakup, sophomore year of college. Wow, this is really weird. I don't talk about this stuff, man. I'm stored inside.
This is what the OT save is for. We get the good stories.
This is how it works. I've always been very upfront about like I'm very clear. I've always been very clear in what my emotional state is. Whenever I started dating someone or seeing someone or talking to someone, I always knew I had a really good idea early on if this was gonna be like long term or if it was just gonna be like short term. And probably first semester, sophomore year of college, I was dating this freshman at my undergrad school. And 2 months in, I was like, you know what? This is not going to work out. So I just called her. She was, it was like a Sunday night. And I talked to some friends over the weekend. And they're like, yeah, man, it seems like you need to break up. So I went up to her dorm and I called her and she came down and she started crying and I felt really awful. And this is really weird, man. I feel really vulnerable right now talking about this.
And how did that make you feel?
If it made me feel really, really, can I say shit? I don't know what the rules are for this podcast. Can I say shitty?
we normally don't swear,
so.
but you just did, so it's not
I mean, yeah, it made me feel really shitty because like she was hurt and I was like, man, I really didn't want to hurt anybody. I mean, looking back, we should not have dated right away. We probably should have gotten to know each other better. But it kind of sucked, because I feel like a lot of girls that I dated and I broke up with, like I wish I had just been their friends, because I feel like they would have been good friends if we had just realized that we weren't a good match, I don't know. Yeah, that's all I want to say about that. I feel like I'm melting.
He's doing like his shirt says and tapping out.
I'm tapping out, man. Tapping out.
All right. Kev, the first breakup story.
So you ever wonder what would have happened in the Matrix if Neo took the blue pill instead of the red pill?
Oh,
'Cause
God.
this is how I feel right now.
I've never actually seen that movie. I've seen the third and second one. I haven't seen the
OT ever.
Okay. All right.
So I don't know what happens if you take a different pill.
You're bringing this down on a bad note there.
Oh,
Coach.
goodness.
All right.
Awkward.
So, yeah. My first real relationship was in high school. We started dating in 10th grade, I believe, and it went right up to just I want to say maybe a month before graduation. So we were like we were class couple, so it was in the yearbbook. So that's gone. I burned that thing.
Big day on campus, Kevin.
All right, so shocker. High school was weird for me. So I was coming in, I was really quiet, really awkward. I didn't really fit in with many people at all. But then I attended some college program type thing over the summer, freshman year, and I kind of came out of my shell, and that was more closer to who I am today. So like senior year, I was riding pretty high. I won like senior class president. I was class couple, like the whole nine. So that and it ended well there. However, my girlfriend was a little bit older than me, so she turned 18 before I did during our senior year, and she decided she wanted to go check out one of those 18 plus clubs, so you can get in when you're 18, you just can't drink kind of deal. So she went to it, and I was like, fine, cool, whatever. We've been dating for like 3 years at that point, so I was like, yeah, go have fun, cool. I can't go, but go ahead. She calls me that night when she comes back. It's late, and she informed me that she wanted to test herself, and she kissed the guy at this club, and she did it to determine whether or not, if an opportunity came up, if she can pull herself away from that, and she did, but she still totally kissed another guy. So I kind of have a zero tolerance rule when it comes to stuff like that. So it was over, and it was messy because like obviously the whole school knew, and of course the yearbook came out like the week after. So I was like, oh my God. So it was really awkward there towards the end of school. Then there was a weird, yeah, it was a weird period. And then we tried to patch things up very, very briefly. And I right away was like, I can't do it. I cannot look at you. I cannot deal with you at all kind of deal right now. My graduation was like the most awkward thing out of everything. There's no photos of me at my graduation. I went, I had to do the big speech. So I did the speech in the Providence, the PPAC auditorium in front of there's over 1,000 people in that place. Did my speech, grabbed my diploma, walked out the door. I took a photo with one person who was the valedictorian outside the building, and then I was out. And I have never spoken to anybody from high school since. Wow. I just kind of was like, I'm done with all of this nonsense, because there was a lot of drama afterwards that happened. So I just left and left it like that. It was like a mic drop moment. It delivered a killer speech. It was fantastic. And then just kind of dropped it. But yeah, so yeah, Coach. Good. Thanks for bringing that up again.
It sounds like we just got the origin story of Star-Lord.
Yeah, man.
On the plus side, though, so I'll try and leave it on somewhat of a high note because the show is normally much more jovial than it is. The next girl I dated, I'm still with today. So my wife came right after that. So that was 1999.
Mic drop.
Yeah, wow, goodness.
Wow, so you've been with your wife as long as I've been with mine.
Yeah.
Wow. All I can go through right now, I have so many questions, but this is supposed to be mini OT. I'm not supposed to go in deeper, but I'm like, do you think that this is I just want to, God, goodness. Do I ask? Do I not ask? Do you play with the gas, or do you not play with the gas? You don't play with the gas. All right, folks. Thank you for listening to PSVG OT, mini episode number 2. Guys,
wait, really? Are we done?
It's a mini episode. We get to get out of here quick. So if you want to plug, we'll go with Kevin first.
You can follow me on Twitter at PSVG Kevin. You could send me, sad letters, whatever you want to do. It's all good. I'm fine. I just wasn't expecting that question to come out on this show, but that's what the show's all about. So yeah, at PSVG Kevin.
NQ, anything you want to plug, sir?
Nah, man, I'm good. I just feel like I need to come back another time and have another experience. I feel like I draw the short end here, the short stick or something.
Dev, how about you, buddy?
Find me on the Twitters at DevATius and always here on the OT.
You know what? Now you know how you walk into a. It's like this feels like you walked into a roast that you didn't know was gonna happen, and I just don't feel good right now. You know, like I don't know. I mean, I'm not mad. I just feel like I just got roasted.
Curveball.
Wait, you got roasted?
I feel like we got this crazy question that I was not emotionally ready for, and he's gonna cut us off right there.
Oh goodness!
It's like he's just.
It is the mini OT.
I get no. Don't get me wrong. I completely understand what we're doing here. It's just I can't help that I feel emotionally compromised. Right now.
That happens every week.
If I was in charge of the USS Enterprise in Star Trek, I would not be fit to command right now. I would have to be. I would have my first officer tell me, "Sir, according to blah 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 regulation, you are not fit to command." I'm like, you know what? That's a good call. I need to go chill out for a while. You know.
So, do we want to end it like that, Coach? Or do we want to throw them a curveball and let them go out on a high note?
Kev, let's get to my question. So, Kevin, the breakup happens. Now, during this phone call, how are you not just sitting there going, there's no way. There's no way this story is true. That's me. I'm literally going, there's no way. She has got to be like, listen, I was dancing, and then this guy kissed me, and I didn't pull back right away. And then I was like, oh, crap, my friend was there. I got to tell Kevin. There's no way she went in and was like, well, you know, guys, I have a theory. The theory if I dance all night long and I kiss somebody because I love Kevin so much I can pull away. No one thinks that on this planet. Kevin, please tell me. Please tell me more.
I don't know. I didn't know. Like, I knew she wasn't joking. That was the thing. So I was like, because why would you even say it then? If it was, that's like the worst joke ever when you've been dating somebody long term.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Right.
So
he dropped the mic and walked away forever.
I did. It was
uses to everybody.
Yeah, it's
He put Thanos.
I did. Just It's true. But I'm here today because of all that. So it's all good. Like I said, my wife, my beautiful children, it's all good. It wasn't good at the time, but ironically enough, I moved on quickly because then like shortly after that, when my future wife found out I was single, she actually approached me. She came on to me, which was awesome. So because she was that coach situation. She was a junior, either a sophomore or junior in college when I was a senior in high school. So I was like, hell yeah, let's do this. You know, it's all good.
Respect.
I'm better for it, I'm sure.
Amen. Oh man. Sorry, that question was burning me up. I was like, nope, we're still here. We're doing this. I'm letting it out. Okay. Awesome. And you can find me at the Twitter at Coach Hulk and the Xbox. I think it's the same thing. I was working on stuff, but I got lazy and stopped. I've got like 3 articles that I promised Donnie I'd work on. Donnie, they're not happening until I'm a Floridian. I'm sorry. It'll be after the move. Well after the move. Talk to me in July. Next week, we will have a PSVG OT proper. Cute. If you're free, you want to come join that one with us?
Is it going to be another trap?
No, it'll be a normal show.
It'll be a normal show.
It just means it's a longer trap. That's all it is.
Could be.
Yeah, if I'm available, I'll join you.
Right. So you can guess OTites fans, PSVG people. We might have a LoboRican sighting at OT next week. With that, it's game over. Thank you.
Shut up and sit down.